Hello again. Since I was a child, I have loved stories, and especially fairy tales and myths. And one of the things I love about the night sky is that the stars and the constellations that we see often are connected with a story of some kind. The stars were a great mystery to people in ancient times. They didn't know what these pinpricks of light in the sky were. And naturally, they tried to come up with different explanations for where the light came from, why the stars moved across the sky, and why some stars could be seen at certain times, but not at other times. And then there were the strange stars that shone more brightly than the others, and that seemed to wander at a different pace, and occasionally even backwards. The Greeks called these wandering stars planets. Today, of course, we know that these wandering stars are not stars at all, but celestial bodies inside our own solar system, and thus far, far closer to our own planet than any of the other stars in the night sky. And the reason they seem to shine is that they reflect the light from our sun in the same way that our own moon does. So in ancient times, people didn't know what the stars were, but they did know that the stars were significant. The stars followed the seasons and became landmarks, or should I say sky marks, for the things that happened in the lives of the people down on Earth. For example, when people in Indonesia looked up at the morning sky around the summer solstice, they saw the three stars that we call the belt of Orion, and then they knew it was time to start preparing the land for a new harvest season. They called the stars in the group the plough because it reminded them of the tool they used for working the land. The stars and the patterns they created in the sky inspired storytelling. Think about how you can look at a cloud and say, "Ooh, that one looks like a dragon." It was probably the same thing with the stars. The patterns inspired an idea, and the idea led to a story. I hadn't thought about any deeper signification of these stories until I, as an adult, started stargazing in a more serious way and wanted to memorize more constellations. The constellations and separate stars are your roadmap to finding more hidden objects in the sky, such as nebulae, galaxies, and globular clusters. The difficulty when you start out, however, is that the sky is full of stars that look the same, and you can easily get overwhelmed by it all. My solution was to go to stories, and Greek mythology in particular. The story of the Princess Andromeda is a great place to start, because in one single story you bag 6 different constellations with names and all. I discovered that I learned these constellations a lot quicker when I could connect them to a story, a person, an animal, or a monster. There is no reason to believe that it didn't work the same way for people in oral cultures. Creating a story, naming characters, and connecting these to certain stars were a great memory aid. A similar technique of storytelling was also used by the Aboriginals of Australia, where songs were used as an oral map to describe song lines or paths across the land. By singing these songs, people would be able to navigate areas that were otherwise unfamiliar to them. The story or song becomes a framework for important pieces of information that you need to remember. This was a brief introduction to something I've been planning to do for a while, namely to do a series about the stars and the constellations that you can see in the night sky. I want to tell you some of the stories that are connected with the constellations, show you what to look for in the night sky, and tell you about the hidden secrets that you find when you know where to look. It will be a journey of discovery for me too at the same time, as it will give me a reason to dig deeper into a subject that interests me. I'm very excited about this project, and I hope you'll be interested in following along. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon with the first story. Bye for now.